Hello everyone, this is me Kunal Shah here. I'm a senior technical and derivative analyst at LKP Securities. Welcome to Dhann ki Baat. This is a show where we discuss what the market is looking for the week ahead, which are the stocks which you should look out in the near term, which could outperform the market as well. So first, let us start with the Nifty index. This is the daily chart of Nifty. If you can see, there was a clear-cut downtrend in which Nifty was trading, where it was having a lower high, lower low formations which were intact. Now we got a breakout from this downward trend, which firstly indicates that the trend has changed in the Nifty index. Now on Friday's closing session, what we have seen that Nifty witnessed some selling pressure on the higher end. Now this is the exact level if you look at the previous support. So this was 16,800 from where Nifty had taken a support. Again we came at 16,800, we took a support, and again we came at 16,800 over here. So 16,800 has been a support zone for the Nifty index in the past instances. Once we got a breakdown below that, we saw massive sell off in the Nifty index, which took us down to 15,800 750 zone on the downside. So almost 1,000 point fall what we got in the Nifty index. Now again we have seen a rally and we have again come back to the same level of 16,800. So 16,800, which was earlier acting as a support, is now acting as a resistance for me. Overall, the broader term trend still remains intact, but we might see for the coming week a sideways consolidation in Nifty, where 16,400 is a strong support and 16,800 has now become a strong resistance. The index needs to break on either side for trending moves. So we might see a broad-based consolidation that could come in the Nifty 50 index for the coming week. Similarly, the view for the Bank Nifty remains the same. If I look at the Bank Nifty chart, the Bank Nifty also had given us a breakout from a downward trend. And on Friday's trading session, the index has formed a bearish candle, which we call as a bearish engulfing. So that means on the upper end, 36,100, 200 levels is going to act as a resistance for the Bank Nifty index. Now again, if I compare this with the open interest data, 36,000 call is the strike where the highest open interest is built up. So the call writers are very active at 36,000 levels. On the lower end, 35,000, 34,800 is a support zone. So this is a buffer zone for, that is a demand zone for the Nifty index. So probably we can say for the Bank Nifty index, 34,800 to 36,000 levels, a 1,200 point range is where Bank Nifty is likely to trade for the coming week. So even Bank Nifty is likely to consolidate over here. Comparatively, if I compare Nifty and Bank Nifty, Bank Nifty looks much more weaker. So one has to be very cautious on the Bank Nifty index. Don't try to place aggressive long bets on the Bank Nifty index, because if 34,800 is not held and we break below that, we might see a good correction that could come in the Bank Nifty index as well. So overall, for both the indexes, Nifty and Bank Nifty, for the next week, it is going to be a sideways consolidation, where for Nifty, the range is 16,400 to 16,800, and for Bank Nifty, it is going to be 34,800 to 36,000. The trend is still bullish. The trend is still up, but we might see a sideways consolidation for the coming week over here. So now, which are the stocks which you should focus on, since the market is likely to be in a consolidated phase? Where's the opportunity where we can see some outperformance in the stock specific approach? So the first stock on my radar for the coming week would be L&T. If you look at the stock had recently seen a good correction, and now again it has formed a base on the lower end, where the stock is trading in a higher high, higher low formation, which clearly indicate that the stock is in a clear cut uptrend. On the upside, the stock needs to take out the level of 16,675. So 1675, once it takes out, we could see a rally towards the levels of 1735. So LNT is my first stock where you can see some positive momentum building up. Even if I look on the divergence front, the stock had already given us a positive divergence over here on the price and the RSI front. So clear cut and outperformance could be seen in L&T going forward as well. So L&T remains in the buy category for me, where we can see some good upside in the near term. So probably a 3 to 4% move that we could get in the L&T stock in the coming week. The next stock on my radar over here is Reliance. If you look at the chart of Reliance, it has been an outperformer whole and soul. Last week, what we saw the rally of 2 days in the Nifty index, the major contribution was done by Reliance. So now Reliance has already seen a very good up move. So we might even see a consolidation phase in Reliance as well. But overall, the trend remains bullish, and any dip if you get in Reliance, that should be an opportunity to go long into. The downside support for Reliance will now stand at the level of 2650, and upside I can see levels of 2850 on the upside, which would act as a resistance zone. So Reliance on the chart front looks very bullish. Again, a clear cut uptrend with higher high, higher low formation still intact on the Reliance stock. The third stock, which is there on my radar, is from the non-FNO space, that is from the cash market, and the stock name is Century Textile. Now, recently, textile stocks have been doing quite well. And here what we are seeing, where the Nifty and the Bank Nifty index both are trading below its 200 DMA, Century Textile has given a very good breakout with volumes above its 200-day DMA. So clear cut a very strong indication of the change in trend for Century Textile. It is now facing at a hurdle zone. If we I've drawn a falling trend line over here, so there has been resistance on the upside. So once the stock crosses above the level of 910, we could see a further up move towards the levels of 950. Or if you get any dip in the stock towards this 200-day DMA, which is placed at 840 zone, that would be an ideal opportunity to again go long into. So Century Textile is another one stock which you can see some outperformance going forward as well. So Nifty and Bank Nifty, as I said, the view is sideways till the time the mentioned support and resistance zones are not taken out. And the stocks to keep on your radar would be L&T, Reliance, and Century Textiles on the long side. That's it from my side. Thank you so much.